The Straw Hats' final enemies have finally been revealed. Who will be Zoro's last opponent and how will he become the strongest swordsman in the world? In this video, I will talk about Zoro's final opponent, the God's Knights, their powers, and the Straw Hats' possible matchups. Many people think that Zoro's final opponent will be either Shiryu, Mihawk, or the bald guy from the Gorosei, but I believe that all three are far from the truth, and I will explain why. Let's start with Shiryu. Shiryu of the Rain is one of the 10 titanic captains of the Blackbeard Pirates. He is one of the strongest and most dangerous pirates in the entire One Piece world. It's even said that he is as strong as Magellan, who was unstoppable before the time skip. 2 years have passed and Shiryu has become even stronger after eating the Suke no Mi, a devil fruit that grants him the power to turn himself invisible. As I said, he is really strong and his devil fruit would be a good test for Zoro's observation haki, but I think Zoro needs someone stronger. He has already defeated King, another right-hand man of a Yonko. Another, stronger option is Mihawk. Mihawk is currently the strongest swordsman in the world, and defeating him means achieving Zoro's dream, but why would Zoro and Mihawk fight? As we all know, Zoro trained with Mihawk during the time skip. Based on their mutual respect for each other, I find it hard to believe that Zoro's ultimate dream of becoming the greatest swordsman will be achieved by killing Mihawk directly. The two could potentially duel non-lethally, but I do not think this would have the same emotional impact. Instead, Zoro may achieve his dream of becoming the world's greatest swordsman through some other form of greatness. Hopefully we'll get to see Mihawk go all out against someone before the end, but a totally pointless one-on-one with his own pupil wouldn't be it. Oda wouldn't let that happen. The last option is the swordsman from Gorosei. We don't know anything about the Gorosei and their powers, but we can assume that they are very strong, and there are a few logical arguments to support this claim. First of all, they hold the highest position in the world after Imu, so they must be strong. Additionally, we saw Saturn heading to Egghead Island on a serious mission. If he were weak, why would he leave Mary Joey's? His name is Saturn, and we know that ancient weapons are named after other planets. It would be weird if they were weak after so many hints. This elder might not be a swordsman in his own right, but maybe he uses his sword like law. Unlike Shiryu and Mihawk, I see some logic in this fight, but I still think it won't happen because the new option makes way more sense. And the new option is the leader of the God's Knights. Chapter 1083 revealed much more than we thought. Despite the fact that we know very little about this organization, it's still enough to predict that Zoro's final opponent will be Shanks' lookalike. There are many reasons for this, so let's go over them. The God's Knights are a group in the world government's employ operating in Mary Joey's. According to Fleet Admiral Sakazuki, they are above the Marines. They must be very strong if only 9 people are enough to hold jurisdiction over matters pertaining to disagreements between world nobles. Before I start talking about their possible powers, let's talk about the Straw Hats and God's Knights' possible fight. Oda has stated that the final war in One Piece will make Marineford look like nothing by comparison. This war is likely to involve pirates, revolutionaries, and the world government, and all the main strong characters will have a role to play. Characters like Luffy, Dragon, Shanks, Rayleigh, and others will likely fight against formidable foes like Akainu, Kizaru, Imu, and the Gorosei. But what about the Straw Hats? Zoro and Sanji are also monsters and could potentially have a good fight against the Gorosei. But what about the other Straw Hats? Chopper, Nami, and Usopp? This is where the God's Knights come in. The leader of the God's Knights is a swordsman, and without Luffy, Zoro, a swordsman, is the Straw Hats' leader. The battle will be 9 Straw Hats versus 9 Knights. As I said, Luffy will probably fight someone stronger. I believe that the God Knights are like an advanced version of CP9, and we might see an Enies Lobby Part 2 with even more amazing fights. CP9 did appear in Chapter 1083, but they did not do anything. I wonder why Oda drew that panel. Perhaps it was a hidden foreshadowing of the God's Knights' role in One Piece. Of course, the numerical similarity is not the only reason. There are theories that suggest that the mysterious man is Shanks' brother. Even if this is the case, we don't know how strong he is. However, if Zoro were able to defeat Shanks' brother, it would be a nice parallel to the fights between Mihawk and Shanks. Another nice parallel would be if Dragon is a former Holy Knight. He seems to know a lot about this hidden group of the government, enough to be genuinely scared of them. He could have been forced to join because Garp became the hero of the Marines, and it finally also might be able to form a connection to the theory that Luffy's mother was a world noble, possibly a noble who Dragon could have had to be a guard for and gained feelings for when he was a Holy Knight. Dragon won't fight for the God Knights because he left the organization. Luffy will end up fighting someone stronger than the God Knights, so instead of a 10 versus 10 battle, we will get a 9v9. Oda is a genius, and he may show us two sides with equal power where the only difference is Dragon. This will demonstrate illustrate how much Dragon's revolution has actually changed things. Now let's talk about the powers of the God's Knights. When it comes to history throughout the ages, it's safe to say that we know way less than we don't. While it can be attributed to a lack of information for the most part, there are some areas that were designed as such that prohibited commoners from getting to know about them. Secret societies have been part and parcel of advanced civilizations throughout the ages, and the ever-present veil of mystery shrouding them can be attributed to their descriptor itself. They are, after all, supposed to be secret. Be it the Illuminati or the Priory of Zion, there are multiple secret societies that existed, and apparently they are the ones who have actually been running the world away from the commoner's gaze. When it comes to India, we apparently have had one of the oldest and most important secret societies called the Nine Unknown Men, which was set up by Ashoka the Great more than 2,000 years ago. Oda loves India and oftentimes takes inspiration from Indian culture, so I believe the God's Knights are based on the Nine Unknown Men. It is said that Emperor Ashoka believed that knowledge is power, and the key to preserve that power is to collect, nurture, and use knowledge in a way that can be used for great deeds but can also prove to be terrible if exposed to the wrong hands. So he summoned 9 of the most brilliant minds in India at the time from various fields and disciplines to form a secret society called the Nine Unknown Men. However, it was designed in such a way that should a member quit because of death, disease, or other reasons, a worthy member would be chosen in his place as the successor, and the society would continue with the pattern of having exactly 9 members at any given point in time. There were 9 disciplines based on the expertise of which the 9 were chosen. They were propaganda, physiology, microbiology, alchemy, communication, gravity, cosmogony, light, and sociology. Between these 9 disciplines, everything that a strong ruler needed to be all-powerful was covered. There were subjects in between these 9 disciplines that were controversial, mysterious, and sometimes also referred to as forbidden. For example, how to kill someone with only one touch, also called the touch of death, was studied. So don't be surprised if we'll see One Punch Man in One Piece. Of course, he'll have some weaknesses, otherwise he would be invincible. Now let's talk about some of these disciplines, or as some may call, books, because it is said that these 9 men wrote books about these subjects as well. It is said that in some texts by the 9 Unknown, people found some research about a physiological phenomenon that allows humans to defy gravity. If not all the Straw Hats fight the God's Knights, then we have Fujitora, a kind character with a devil fruit that can control and manipulate gravitational forces. If Fujitora decides to betray the world government, it would be interesting to see their fight. Most of you know that Alexandra Yersin saved the world from the bubonic cholera and the plague. Still, a lesser-known fact is that he traveled to Madras, India, where he met the descendants of the 9 Unknown Men and learned how to make an immunotoxin that could be used as a cholera treatment. The secret society is supposed to have been known throughout Ashoka's reign, but they kept it a secret because they promised to keep secrets. Finally, when the illness became too severe to endure in 1890, the descendants told Yersin about it. Chopper's dream is to be a doctor capable of curing any disease. What if Chopper fights a character that will reveal some important secrets which will fulfill Chopper's dream? It is thought that the first book of secrets kept by the 9 Unknown had precise instructions on physiological warfare which can be utilized to affect the public. This information can help you gain dominion over the entire world. Hitler, who intended to conquer the world as a whole, is said to have been fascinated by these manuscripts and attempted to extract knowledge from them several times. It is known as the knowledge of the power of influencing the mass. Dragon is a perfect candidate for this role. Also, there is a book that studies the properties of light, such as its speed and how to utilize it as a weapon. Another fast character who will fight Sanji? I guess we will know the answer in the next 5 years. That's it for today. Write what you think about this theory down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more videos. Bye!